Good morning, everyone. So today we are here to talk about working in the team environment. And the keyword is team. You can hear, I'm sure, at work or in Toastmasters, the word team used everywhere, being a team player, work teams, project teams, super teams, teamwork. So this is what we are going to talk about today. Why this workshop? Well, first, it's because there's a new trend. In the past, we were used to have an authoritarian leadership type, where the boss is making all the decisions, telling everyone what to do, but now it's disappearing. Okay. We are more into team environments where a group of people are working together toward a common goals, and they plan and share their works. So teams have we will see that teams have numerous benefits. For example, in business, it has been proven to improve the work-life balance, to increase the productivity, to reduce costs, and enhance the product or service quality. So I just wanted to give you an introduction while my screen is loading. Do you see my screen or do you see a blank?
Blank.
Okay. Let me try again. Stop sharing. Sharing again. Screen. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, Corinne. Okay, so I was saying that there's some benefit in working in team. First, it's beneficial for members of the team, because when you work alone, you are stressed, but when you work with people, you feel a sense of belonging, accomplishment, and self-fulfillment. Also, working in team is beneficial for team leaders. When the team does well, the leaders feel good, and of course it looks good with its superiors. And also it's beneficial for the organization. I'm sure most of you are part of the Toastmaster organization, and you can see that the organization thrives because different teams around the world are stimulated to run their own club, and it's trigger the creativity, and then it results in the best possible outcome for each club. So now, before we start and deep dive into it, I wanted to do a test, but first I will let Louis give us a few guidelines about Zoom and how to use this wonderful tool this morning. So Louis, can you explain us, for example, we will have breakout rooms, how to raise hand if we have questions, how to raise our hands if we are in a breakout room, so it's clear to everyone?
I sure can, sure will. Thank you, and welcome everybody to this morning's workshop. It's a pleasure to be before you as well and assisting our dear member, Aurelia Howard. So what I'm going to go over is some of the details that we're going to be following with this event. One of them, as Aurelia had mentioned, is the breakout room sessions. We haven't used this before, at least in a Zoom meeting. So it is something that we'll be trying, but it does require some of your input. For example, you will be prompted to join a breakout room once it is selected, and you will be given a specific amount of time. You can ask for help if you need any assistance. So you will see a little button to the left that will pop up once you are in that breakout room. Each breakout room sessions will be timed by myself. You will have about 1 minute to either automatically close or return to the regular location back to the individual group. Another thing is if you do have any questions, please make sure to put it in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat sections and also providing Aurelia with the questions that may be pertinent to the presentation. If you have any questions that we are having the workshop presenter going, we will go ahead and just raise our hands by the icon that you have there on the reactions. If you see the reaction section, you have a little clap and you have a little thumbs up. So if you have a thumbs up, you can do that. There's also another one on the chat. If you have the chat section open, you have another option towards the top to raise your hand. Maybe you have another couple of icons that you may need to express to the host, and then I will let them know.
Okay.
We could try out the breakout sessions just as a test for a quick minute, so that way you get the feeling of what exactly it's all about. I'm going to go ahead and stop the presentation, so that way we could go ahead and set up the breakout session, and you know exactly what it's going to be like. I'm going to separate everybody into 5 rooms. Let's put it in 4 rooms, and it's going to be automatically here. So you may have some other members, but you will need to select and go into that room once you get that option to select. So I'll go ahead and start that now. Okay, you should see that room, and there should be a prompt in your pop-up. All righty.
So far it worked for...
We're still waiting for the members to join back on. It is on a timer to, once the time runs out, everybody's brought back automatically, or you could just select to come back to the main room right away, as you saw. But it does look like Julian, Timothy, and Yuko are still in a separate room. That's why you don't see them here. And of course, everybody is also prompted to go on mute, but they're also set to mute automatically upon returning from the breakout rooms.
Okay.
All right, I think we're all back.
It worked.
It did work, and we'll be going ahead and using that as we go along for some of the breakout sessions that we have set up for this morning.
Great. Thank you, Louis, for giving us some housekeeping tools to use during that virtual workshop. So as you know, it's the first time that we're doing it, so bear with us if there's a little bit of technological problem, but it's good that we tried the workout room now. So as I said at the beginning, hi Cecilio. As I said at the beginning, I talked about team, the concept of team, of having a group of people working together. But we are gathered today to talk about leadership, about how leaders can provide this positive environment for the team to thrive, to be able to generate creativity, to be able to conquer the world. So I'm going to show you 5 steps. I forgot to share my screen again.
Sorry, Corey. This was a message
Okay. Here we go. So today we will see 5 steps The first one will be about developing relations. So I talked about the team benefits earlier for the leaders, the individual members, and the organization. And now we will work into 5 steps. The step 1 will be developing team relation, encouraging commitment. Number 3, fostering collaboration. Number 4, building trust. And number 5, last but not least, resolving conflict. So at the end of the hour, you will be able to have an effective and efficient team that will be able to run your club adequately. Okay. So as you know, in every relationship, close friendship relationship, it doesn't start right away. First, it takes time to develop a relationship. It's the same with bringing a group together. They will not automatically be in cohesion. Team development takes time. So what we're going to do right now is an exercise to get to know each other. And we will go into icebreaker room where we will interview one another. So I put together some sample questions that you can ask each of the members. In each room, you will be 3 people. I will ask you to assign a team leader so that at the end of the breakout session, you can summarize in 1 to 2 minutes what you learned about the members you interviewed. So the questions that I have is, where do you come from? What type of work do you do? What do you like best about your work? And what are some of your hobbies and interests? So this will take about 3 minutes. Sorry, about 6 minutes in the breakout room. And then at the end, we will come out of the breakout room, and each leader of each room will report back to all participants. So there will be a moderator in each room. Louis will be one of the moderator. Julian will be one of them, and then I will be another moderator. Is there any question? You can raise your hand under the reaction tab bar in the bottom. No question? Okay. So I will let Louis put us in a room and get to know each other. Let's go.
Okay, and you will have 5 minutes, and with 1 additional minute, was it 5 minutes, Aurelia? 5 minutes and 1 additional minute for return, or 6 minutes altogether?
So it will be 6 minutes in the breakout room, and then we will spend 1 minute to 2 minutes per leaders to summarize what they've learned about the person they interviewed.
All right, excellent. Thank you. And I will be starting the rooms right now.
Okay, is everyone back, Louis?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So I'll ask the leaders of each group to introduce the members for about 1 minute. Would you
Actually,
be able to time it, Louis?
I think Timothy is still in the breakout room 3.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't take him out. But yeah, it'll be closing in 5 seconds.
Okay, so I guess we can start with the first room with Corinne. I was in the room with Corinne and Gerardo.
I am here already.
We can hear you, Corinne.
Hello, Toastmasters. I'm going to introduce you to my team, and we're going to start first with Geraldo. So Geraldo is originally from Mexico. He lives now in Poland and is the president of his club, the Leadership Club. He's also working for a pharmacy company. He works in logistics. He loves to work in team right now, but aspire at one point to become a leader. His principles are integrity and respect and service and excellence. He loves innovation. He loves to motivate people and lead by example. I'm going to introduce you to Aurelia. And Aurelia is originally from France. So she lives in Union City. She's a Toast member. She's a Toastmaster member with Union City Toastmasters in Spanish and in English. She's been a president of both clubs, as you heard Julian saying before. She's been a vice president of education. She's very involved. As a professional, she's a wedding planner. She works also in the team, and she says that because of Toastmasters and the fact that she worked in teams with Toastmasters in the past, it taught her to develop team relations. She loves public speaking. She's actually passionate about it. And I have to say that I didn't have enough time to go deeper into what Aurelia loves.
Thank you, Corinne. Thank you for summarizing it. So we will ask the next leader. I will ask Louis to make a sound when the 2 minutes is up.
Yes, thank you. You will be hearing the following sound when your 2 minutes are up. They'll be in. When your 2 minutes are up, you'll hear that sound, so that way we maintain within the schedule.
Okay.
So who will be next? Who was the other leader in the other room?
Well, we took, hello, Cecilia speaking. Yeah, we took turn interviewing each other, but I will start. My first interview was with Jenny. Jenny is a real estate paralegal. And she loves her job. She feels that she works with some very positive people, and they have a fantastic, they work as a team. So she find that environment very comfortable and very comfortable. What she loves to do, she loves to read. And at one time she used to enjoy being outdoor, but things have changed now. And my other interview was with Jigsaw. And he is trying to understand my handwriting. He is an informational technological person. I guess you work with technology. 1 minute. Well, one thing about his job, he said he loves to, like, they go from one project into another one, and what he loved the most to finish each project as they come along. And he loves to exercise. He's a jogger, and he also likes to read. And he is from India. That's it. Thank you.
If I can tell about Cecilio, Cecilio is from Panama. He loves the Guadalupe Islands, where his wife is from. And working, he's very happy. He's retired right now. That gives him, and he worked with special education program. And it gives him a lot of free time, he says. And his loves are reading, Toastmasters, church community. He believes in personal development and physical fitness as well.
Thank you, G2.
Thank you.
Let's go to the other room.
Yeah, breakout room 3, Julian's group. Julian, Tim, and Yuko.
Yuko is the leader.
I'm gonna introduce Timothy first. That Timothy was born in the hospital in New York City, and so currently lives in Bayonne. When he was 9 years old, his parents decided to move to Jersey City for better place to study for him. So now he still lives in Bayonne, and he started working in 2008 as a volunteer 2 days a week. And after that, he worked for DDD 5 days a week as a full-time. And currently, even though he said it's not a real job, but he's working from home for Windmill Alliance Center. And I didn't have a chance to ask for his the hobby, but that's my interview for him.
Thank you very much, Yuko. Was there another room? I believe there was only 3 rooms, Luis.
Yes, there was Daphne's room. Sergio is the team leader.
All right. Hello, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, good morning. Yes, our team is composed of 4 people. It's a mixed batch of interests and personalities. We have Daphne from Switzerland, Eileen from the Philippines, Luis from Ecuador, my compatriot, since I hail from Colombia. Well, Daphne is a very creative person. She thrives on difficult and extreme stressful activities. She does managing, and she also enjoys the Toastmasters quite a bit. I believe she's the president of the club on Tuesdays. Eileen, she's literally a hands-on physical therapist. She loves her job, very rewarding to see the people get back to their best. She plays the guitar, much better than me, absolutely, and she plays badminton. Luis, another A personality. Leadership emanates from his pores. He's a strategist. He loves to negotiate. He's a buyer. He also loves Toastmasters as well. And I myself, I'm involved in the education. I'm a paraprofessional. I work in a high school with cognitive impaired students. I love riding my bike everywhere and having a good book by my side. And well, this is it for us for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sergio. So the main feedback that I got from each room is that in 6 minutes, it's too short to have time to know everything about each member.
Yes.
So it takes time. It may even take several hours. But through this exercise, we can see that team members may feel confident that they belong. And through this exercise, we can see that each members can have the confidence to actually share ideas. And it also improve the work team, the work environment. Also, it's a way to foster the fact that they can speak freely. They need a place where people can discuss and express their concern and differences of opinion without being, ridiculed or thinking that they're gonna have a fine because they said something wrong. So this is very important to developing team relations. Once as a leader, you develop those relations in your team. Step 2 is to encourage commitment. So to encourage commitment, a team needs to be able to share the idea. So right now, in order to share the idea, the leader must set goals, and they must allow the member to set the goals with them. Also, they must show how to plan to achieve the goal. So they let team members develop strategies for achievement. And also they include the members in solving problems. So right now we're gonna have a case today where it's still related to Toastmaster, where the quality of the Toastmaster Club meeting has declined in the past 9 months. Only 9 or 10 members attend regularly, and often those scheduled for meetings rules don't even show up. So the programming is weak. Your club leaders have asked you and the other club members to help the club improve this meeting. So now I'm gonna ask you, what do you think it's in your best interest to commit to your team and its goal? And we're gonna do that here. I'm gonna share a whiteboard right now. So think about how we can improve and how we can have the team to commit to having better meetings and how we can review those goals. Okay.
Aurelia, should we just speak or raise our hands, or
Yes.
is it open communication?
Can you, yeah, I guess you can raise your hand and give us some insights. I'm trying to, sorry, I cannot see you guys. Okay. Okay, anyone wants to start or have any question? Sergio? I cannot hear you.
I think he needs to unmute himself.
I mean, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, when I first came to Toastmasters, it was just by chance. I think that at the advertisement of the club, and not even our club, I think it's in general, a lot of people don't even know that we exist. So I think advertisement and, I don't know, flyers or in the internet has to be increased.
Okay, so You mean promoting the club?
Promoting it, yeah, the advertisement. A lot of people don't know that what is Toastmasters, what do they consist of? Yeah, more promotion.
So my question would be,
Yeah.
how would the team commit to that?
Well, how can I help? How
Mhm.
individually or as a team?
Individually or with the team?
Well, maybe by designing some sort of brochure that is in a that can be distributed. We can, I don't know, post it somewhere. It has to be very direct and in a very in a very short platform. It can explain our goals and objectives and invite the people to the club. With a catchy phrase, with a catchy design. It has to be, with a little bit of, brainstorming by the club members. I think we can do something along those lines.
Okay. So here we can see that the fact of adding more promotion with the help of each club members can actually increase the attendance into meetings.
Yeah, because the brochures that I've seen, although they're very informative, maybe they're just a little too boring. You know what I'm saying? We have to spice it up a little bit with less is more.
Okay.
A couple of pictures, some direct information, inviting the people, make it exciting.
Okay, thank you, Sergio.
All right, thank you.
Guess the next one was Luis.
Yeah, I would say first, we're considering that we already have 8 or 9 average members, right? Our core and our foundation are the club officers, which already make 7 people. If there's a little break in communication there, it means that there's not a commitment within the club officers itself. So there may be a low officer turnout, but the main thing is to maintain that the main foundation active and ensure that they have that buying power to pretty much stay committed with the club. And in turn, they should be able to reach out individually to other members as well. So that would be something that could be looked into, starting from what you already have and building that to a new level. Because I think the marketing aspect will work, but then again, if new people come in and they experience the same thing, that it might not be working, they'll leave. So we need to start at the very beginning.
Okay.
They need the support. Yes, absolutely.
And so the support in a club, a Toastmaster club, can be found with the organization in itself and with other members. So we have a network around. So
The
I would say
mentorship.
the mentorship, there's a mentorship program as well. Cecilio?
Yes, I think that Toastmasters is the best kept secret in our community. Like when I go to the public library, they have a community board and I see all kind of organization promoting what they do within their community. And I think that would be a good start for us to begin with. If we were running for office, if we were politicians, we would find people to vote for us. And I think we need the same type of aggressiveness if we want to improve our membership. There's a lot of activity that goes on in all of these communities, and that will be a good place to start. Even as I said earlier, the public library. We need an aggressive public relation approach if we want to improve our membership.
Okay, thank you. Jenny. I believe I saw you raised your hand. Oh, okay.
Jenny first, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So to follow on what Louis said, I think that a system of mentorship is very important. But I think putting it into practice is also very, very key, especially when you have new members or guests that attend, how you follow with that person so that you can improve the chances of them feeling welcome to your club, but also that they'll have someone to guide them to introduce them to the different roles or to the different scenarios that take place during the meeting, so that you're there with them, welcome them back to the following meeting, explain what's going to happen, explain how table topics work, and encourage them to stand up and speak at table topics. So not just having the mentorship, but really following through on it, on how you can make that connection with either new members or incoming guests, and finding creative ways of including people, making the club very inclusive, because that window of opportunity when a new person comes it can disappear very quickly. I think especially with people meeting new people, it could be sometimes intimidating. So making a welcome environment, I think is very important. Oh, one more small thing. I don't know, well, of course now we're on Zoom, but if things resume to group meetings, I think Julian and Louis, they do such a beautiful job sometimes of their workshops having things to welcome people. There's coffee or refreshments served. I think that's also conducive to a very welcoming environment to make people feel at home and welcome and feeling as a part of that meeting, and giving people opportunities to contribute to. Thank you. Sorry I took so long.
No problem. Thank you, Jenny. So yeah, we saw some great interest here to commit to a great interest and some solution on how to be able to increase the attendance. So now what would be the goal for the team? What would be the interest for them to do this? In doing so, we saw that it would help member retention, Jenny mentioned. Cecilia mentioned the fact of the community being involved. We gain experience as well as members. What else do we gain? What is the interest for the team to commit as well? Eileen?
So we have to remind all the members that in the first place, they signed up in Toastmasters Club mainly because they really want to be able to improve themselves somehow, whether it be a professional or a personal goal. So if we can try to create more interest by having more quality meetings, I'm going to piggyback on what Louis and Jenny said about having mentorship, especially for the new members, and having a quality club meeting by making the members be more prepared in what they're supposed to do and what their roles are. It'll create a more quality club, and eventually, consequently, it will take care of the marketing itself somehow. But of course, you can always add some marketing strategies such as, improving your website and having all this open house. But if you don't have a quality club meeting and having the members be more committed and taking 100% accountability to what they signed up for, then you won't achieve your goals in Toastmasters. So have a quality club meeting each time, and then the rest will be helped along the way.
Thank you, Eileen. Anything else in terms of what's the interest to commit for the team?
Aurelia, that.
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, so I just, thank you, Julian. So I wanted to add, so for me, if I what I noticed when I first joined, right, we were just a few members. A lot of people were signed up, but they were not attending anymore. And when I started, I decided to really commit. Other people joined. I can obviously speak for Corinne here. And I think by us and a few core people to really commit to the club, we could see more people coming. So the more I commit, the more happy our club is. I feel the more people are coming, the more we're going towards the goal. So of course we have all this marketing and everything else that we can do, but I feel there's a need to have a few members that are really going to be there all the time and encourage everyone. And of course, it is in my interest that the club does well, and it's in everybody's interest for a happy club. Yeah, I don't know what you can write, but I wanted to say, you know, why it is in your best interest to commit to your team and its goals, because it's going to be more fun for everybody. I nearly feel that the fun factor is probably the most important before even my learning goals, but I learned that way. I just wanted to add this.
Yes, and if I can add something quickly after that, because it's related, Corinne is the VP of Education of Union City Toastmasters Club. She plans the meeting way in advance. She guides those members that doing a role. She motivates them. She had all of us being motivator to each other, not just a mentor, the most experienced, but even the less experienced, you're a motivator to bring everybody in. So in this scenario, you have a small group. If you put a good quality meeting in a small group, that one guest is going to join. If you can't win them all, you may have a guest that's looking to speak in front of 30 people. So you may have the perfect meeting with 9 people, but that other guest is not going to join. But in my experience, in a small group, you put a good quality meeting and people will join. They want to be part of that. And then, yeah, the marketing goes along the way. But I just wanted to add that for the quality of the meeting. And thank you, Corinne, for doing a wonderful job in Union City Toastmasters and Louis in Toastmasters in Espanol, along with Aurelia too.
Thank you, Julian. So just to summarize, I guess one of the best interests to commit to your team, basically having a foundations and helped member retention and make a welcoming environment. Also, that foundation about learning about the different tools in Toastmasters help us have more quality meeting. And also the fact that current members commits is generate motivation from the other members. So thank you guys for sharing your point of view. But we can see here that this exercise helps us to also foster collaboration. And here what we are doing is communicating. So I would like to stress the importance of communicating in any organization, any clubs. So let me, sorry, I'm switching between tools here. So it's important to communicate directly, to not rely on only the leaders to communicate, but every member should be able to communicate so that the meaning of the message is clear. Also, it's important to keep it simple because people remember short messages rather than long ones. And to clearly state the point, to explain and give supporting information. There's a strategy that involves tell them what you are going to tell them, then tell them, and then tell them what you just told them. So this is a good procedure to follow, and repetition helps you to remember. And then the last point into communication is to use the right medium. Sometimes verbal communication is enough, but sometimes you will need emails or you will need a memo or a phone call. So those are important medium to use. In terms of the team leaders, what is his role? So the role of the team leader is to provide structure. So it's important for the leader to ensure that the authority match the responsibility, because sometimes team members become frustrated when they don't have the authority to make appropriate decision or to handle the detail of the goals. And then it's important also to establish roles and accountability. If someone, it's important, for example, individuals need to have a task, a specific task, so he knows what is expected from him. And they need to know also who are they reporting to. Also, the leaders need to define boundaries, some guideline within which the team members must work and for example, when you have a budget, team members can know what they are working with, and to identify the expectations. So as I mentioned earlier, when you establish the role, you need to identify expectation, and that means understanding what is expected from you and from each member. So here I focused on the team leader, and team leaders do not, again, tell people what to do in a team environment, but they are more like as a guide, as a moderator. But at the end, ultimately, they are the one who are making the decision and see that the goal is achieved. So once you have provided structure, the next step would be building trust. So I wanted to do a last exercise. The exercise consists in build this trust and fostering collaboration. Let's say that we have a game night. Instead of a regular meeting, your Toastmaster Club has organized a game night. Members are split into teams. So there will be 2 teams. The game consists in quickly finding out answers that begin with the same letter as the category list. You cannot use the same answer for several categories. So we will be in the breakout room for 3 minutes, and after the 3 minutes, we will score points. The goal here is to see how we worked in team. So I'm gonna show you an example right now. For example, here, the game consists, we will be in teams, and we will need to think of words that start with the letter O. So like, for example, the category are right here. We have 12 category here, actually 11. So the first category is reason to make a phone call. What would be the reason to make a phone call? And that starts with the letter O. For example, I don't know, I have objection about a meeting. Number 3, things that can kill you. Let's say opium. So this is, I'm giving you a few examples just to show you how the game works. But the goal of this exercise is to see how we work in team and how is going to work when we have so many people in one room. So I'm going to ask Louis to separate the people into rooms and leave us 3 minutes. I'm going to share, okay, and I'm going to share the exercise in the chat box, so each one of you can have the exercise. The letter is going to be the letter P. I advise you to take a pen and paper to make it easier. Great, super. Here we go. So I have shared the file with the exercise. So I guess you can download it right now. Everybody can see it?
Yeah, everybody should be able to download that file and then just open it up as a picture on their own computer. So when we go to our breakout session, we'll just go ahead and open that and just follow along and work with our teammates.
Okay.
All right, so everybody should have access. Anybody does not have access?
I don't see it.
It's on the chat.
The
You
last
see it?
message I see on the chat is the one I sent. Let me set it open. No, I didn't get it. That's okay. Somebody in my team probably will. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Everybody has it? All right, we're gonna go ahead and break out into the rooms, and we have 3 minutes plus that 1 minute of grace to come back, starting now.
Hey. Do we have everyone? Great. So I'm gonna ask the team leaders to share the experience. Luis, did you break out everyone in the same rooms? Okay, great. So first I'll ask Cecilio, how was the experience? We can't hear you. Your microphone is on mute.
Oh, no, it's open.
I just opened it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, we had fun. We had fun. I think we answered all of the questions. Do you need a number? Like how many we got?
I think Penny just G2 just started the responses, so that will be fine.
Jigsaw have the answers.
Great.
Jigsaw has the answers.
I put that in chat, Cecilio, all the
Okay,
11.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Did you get to finish it?
Oh, we had Jenny Charles we had Jenny in our team. Jenny did all of them.
Okay. Great.
Yes, she did. She's a quick thinker.
That's good. So you had a quick thinker, you had a leader, and you had someone that was writing. So that's a good teamwork.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Then we had Yuko in the second room.
Hi. Yeah, we had fun too. Should I say the words?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. The penny, right? Penny, 10 cents, 1 cent, and then Paralympic, and pirates, pessimistic, and powerful pitbull, and pandemic or parade, and the drink is a Pepsi. We skip the sports, and then the drink is Pepsi. Fruit is pears, and the restaurant is a Pino food. It's a Filipino restaurant.
Thank you. How was the experience? How did you work in team?
We to go over, but it was because we were running time. So we just went very quick. But I believe maybe we didn't have the equal time to speak. But I think that's also a teamwork as well.
Right, correct. Yes, so as we saw at the beginning, like providing structure might also have helped. Like you said, having kind of a set time to speak for each one, that would have been also helpful. Third team was Sergio.
Yes, how are you? It was a collaborative effort here. We split the work among the four of us. So each one got some of the answers. And when we thought that we had all the answers, then we just interjected in case somebody was missing something. It will say, let's say I'm missing the 4, and then somebody else help me out. So now we're gonna read them according to the persons that participated. I'm gonna start off. I did the first 3. Number 2, it's a different. We have different questions from the chart that I see here.
So yes, it's different. Number 2 was item in your purse or wallet.
Yeah, okay. It's a pen, then pentathlon, Popeye, and patience. Number 6, then somebody else. So another team member is gonna say.
Okay, 6 was pachinko, 7 sports played indoors was ping pong, and then Luis and Daphne.
So excuses, sure. So excuses for being late. Was plastered. The type of drink, Pink Lady. Things in the sky was plain. But Daphne, you could continue.
Okay, then something in the sky, a plane, fruit, papaya, and finally a restaurant, Panera Bread.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So this was a complementary work. Each one of you bring some part of the answer. That's great.
Thank you.
Then we have the last team is my team with Gerardo.
Yes, yes, it's time for our team, and the same. It was a team effort. At the beginning, I just started to mention one word, the first word that I saw, but then Aurelia put the structure to go one by one, and it was working perfect. So we just our ideas bring it up. They brought up, and well, items on your wallet or pursuit is a pin. Then Olympic events, the Peking Olympic Games in Peking. Then Halloween costumes. We were about a pig. No, I don't know. The pig, yes. And then personality traits is perfection. Book titles, we were thinking about Peter Pan. And then sports plays indoor, we were thinking about Pokemon catch. And then excuses for being late, actually problems as it's such. Types of drinks, French drink, pastis. And then things in the sky, also plain. Fruits, we talk even in two, like it was peach and pear. So we went by pear. And restaurants, finally, is for pizza restaurant.
Thank you, Gerardo. So here was also a complementary work, and then we assigned Gerardo as our spokesperson. So you see here, there's different way to do it, to collaborate. That was also an exercise to see that how you can build trust, because you start to know each other and to know how everyone works and how we can actually build, a leader can build structure based on everyone's personality. For example, the first example with Cecilio, Jenny, and Jitu, we saw that Cecilio took the lead, and then we have Jenny give the responses and working behind, and then we have Jitu making notes. This was a good example of teamwork. So if we go back to our fostering collaboration, we see that it leads to building trust. The fact of communicating openly and honestly, to listening and respect others' opinion will at the end demonstrate commitment. So, and then leaders will earn the trust because they communicate openly and honestly with the members. And they also learn how to listen and respect others' opinions. They are also being decisive. Occasionally, team leaders, they make the final decision on some matters. For example, in this game, some teams had 2 words. So I guess the team leaders had to make a decision for which word was going to be the right answer. Then team leaders also need to be fair. They treat everyone equally without bias or favoritism. And also it's important to be consistent. Team members can count on their leaders to be consistent in word and in deed, day after day and week after week. So last but not least, team working together is not always jolly and everything is positive. Everybody is not getting along all the time. Sometimes you have to resolve conflicts. So I'm sorry we are running out of time, but just to give you a little bit about that part, conflicts happen, you know that conflicts happen most of the time when we have different values, different objectives. For example, someone wants to simply present a proposal as quickly as possible, and other member, for example, want to provide a detailed analysis. So that's where conflict occurs. Sometimes we also have different perception, or sometimes also the unwillingness to resolve the conflict. So there's 5 methods to approach conflict. The first one is to avoid the problem and to do like as nothing happened. Also to accommodate everyone, to try to accommodate everyone. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, especially when we have too strong personality. We also have the win-lose situation when someone is feeling intimidated and the other person make threats of pressure. So this results in a winner and a loser situation. Then we can also come to a compromise. For example, both parties search solution and it only brings partial satisfaction to each party. And then we have the consensus. So a consensus is usually reached when people have come with a proposed solutions that satisfies each party and that satisfies also the interest. We can see that in a consensus, all parties are willing to search for a particular decision that will satisfy each member. And that's one of the best conflict resolution methods to resolve a problem. So when reaching a consensus, leaders must encourage everyone to speak. They must also recognize and understand the problem to be able to emphasize the agreements. They must also determine the seriousness of objection. So basically you can have several members with different point of view, and they need to be able to determine the validity of the objection. And then they can continually sum up the agreement areas to make sure that everyone agree at the end of the day and that the solution is acceptable to everyone. So people may find it easier to deal with conflict if they realize that at the end result, it's not to get everyone to like each other, but to understand each other and be able to work together. It is not necessary that everyone form personal friendship, but a team member should be able to at least accept each other and meet each other's expectation as long as they are reasonable. So just to summarize, so we saw 5 steps today on how to basically build a healthy team. First, we need to develop relationships, encourage commitment, foster collaborations, building trust, and then the last would be resolve conflict when there is conflict. When there's no conflict, that's perfect. So being part of a team can be challenging, but it's also a rewarding experience. I'm sure as a Toastmasters, you can see how the experience can be rewarding. There is power in a group of individuals contributing and combining their talent and strengths to achieve a common goal. There is challenge and satisfaction in being able to discuss and acknowledge difference of opinion, and then work together to create a solution with which everyone can agree. So working in a team, whether as a leader or a team member, can expand your knowledge actually and enable you to be more creative in other aspects of your life. So I hope you'll take the opportunity of working in teams and provide, whether in your Toastmaster club or also in your organization, you will be provided the opportunity to working within team. Thank you. I will leave the control to our chair of the day, the presiding officer of the Herald Speaker Bureau, Julian.
Thank you, Aurelia. Please, let's give Aurelia a big round of applause. So whatever it is that we do these days online, I can't see my camera. Am I on? Okay, Aurelia, maybe you can stop sharing now. Okay. Oh, there I am. So now I know. Okay, I can remain sitting. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I like this very much. We estimated an hour to an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half. We're good. First of all, in my greeting, acknowledge Corinne. My apologies, Corinne. Corinne, Vice President of Union City Toastmasters Club. I started with the area director. I went to the presidents of both clubs, then the guests, the first-time guests, the returning guests, but I forgot Corinne, who's doing a wonderful job. And then after the meeting was called to order, yeah, please. Then the meeting was called to order with Cecilio came in. Cecilio is a member right now of both Toastmasters en Español and Union City Toastmasters. And Gerardo, that already we heard about him through someone else. So we heard his voice. He's the president of the Leadership Club in Poland. So now, we're going global now with Zoom meetings, Toastmasters Zoom meetings. Okay, I would like to thank Eileen. Don't want to delay this, just recognize by name. I would like to thank, that's in addition to Aurelia Bush, which already did, the Zoom master or webmaster, Louis. Thank you very much, Louis. Louis is doing a wonderful job with Toastmasters en Español, the Zoom meetings, and now, as you can see, with this workshop of the Herald Speakers Bureau as well. It's always good to see Jitsu, Yuko, and first guest, Timothy. So Timothy, thank you very much for joining us today. We have your email now. We have you in our contact in our guest list, and we'll invite you to future events of Herald Speakers Bureau. And speaking about future events, we won't have one in June because the fourth Saturday in June, which is June 27th, we're going to have the joint year-end anniversary celebration of Union City Toastmasters Club and Toastmasters en Español. They were both chartered in June, so Union City Toastmasters Club will be 17 years anniversary, the 17th anniversary in June, and Toastmasters en Español, the 16th. Yeah, they're back-to-back. And
Julian, we seem to have lost sound. It may be due to connection.
Meeting, we'll have a toast, an invocation. All right, someone is going to roast Daphne. We'll see who that's going to be. Someone is going to roast Louis. So we're going to roast the outgoing president. So it's another, it's different than the regular stand-up meeting, but it's still speaking opportunities. Keynote speakers that will inspire us. We'll have a toast celebration. And when we did this live, we had dance and buffet. So now online, I guess you bring your own food, and then we'll see. Well, if we have time for table topics, we might, or maybe we can play music. I don't know. I'll have to work with Abdul on that. So if you have any comments, please send an email. If you write something in chat right now, I won't be able to see it. Okay, Aurelia sent a message on chat. So I don't know how long we're going to be here. Louis, when we sign out, we lose the messages in chat, right? So for now, you can send your feedback to this email address, and Aurelia will definitely see them. speakersbureau@gmail.com. And if anybody has anything to say, in a minute, and we can take a minute or two for that. Anybody? Any questions?
One question.
Concerns? Okay. Go ahead,
Julian, about this celebration that you are having, at what time you will be having it? It will be on your morning or
have it in the morning. We're gonna have it in the morning, like now, yeah.
Okay.
I think it will be 9:30 in the morning. We used to have these. When we first started doing it, was the lunchtime, but then dance became very popular, so we moved them to the evening. But I think we're going to have it in the morning like we do Toastmasters en Español, like we did this workshop, and also so that our European friends can participate, like you, like you, Gerardo, right? It will be 6 o'clock your time. What time is it over there? What time is it in Poland now?
It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Okay. So 11:07 over here. Any other questions? Or any other statements? Again, please. Oh, Cecilio, yes.
I just want to say it is amazing how we are using technology to our highest advantage. I had a hard time this morning finding you guys, but you know, this is me. But I love what we are doing with the Zoom system that we have available. And I just want to say I had a great time this morning with all of you. So let's keep it up.
Okay.
Yeah, and also if I may.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want to say I had a great time today. I enjoyed this meeting very much.
Thank you, Tim. Louis, you wanted to say something?
Yes, and thank you. Just to piggyback off Cecilia, we are making a great chance of the Zoom system. And of course, we haven't missed a beat with our general meetings, in the Spanish meetings, and also in the Union City meetings. I've had the privilege of visiting them. It's always a great opportunity. We continue to strive and also to see what the next steps are, right? Because, I mean, we are not sure. The new normal is going to be totally different. So we are making those changes, at least from the Toastmasters in Espanol section, most likely moving into the hybrid version, of course, where we'll be opening our doors to the rest of the world. So we will be announcing that as we go along.
All right, Sergio. Sergio, you're muted.
No.
Okay, we can hear you now. All right, you muted yourself back again.
All right. No, my question is the pathways available in Spanish? Because my friend from Colombia will probably want to join the hybrid version when it becomes available.
Yes, it is. Yes, and we can address those. Yeah. Cecilia, you have something else?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I thought you raised your hand. Okay, so speaking about the clubs, the hybrids, and all that stuff, it's very important to know that Toastmasters en Español meets the first and third Saturday of the month at 9:30, fifth Saturday, if any. And Gerardo is a prospective member of Toastmasters en Español, right, Gerardo?
Wait a minute, I'm sorry to interrupt you. You say you have Toastmasters the first and third
Habla Español?
Saturday
Okay.
at 9:30 in the morning?
Okay. Union City Toastmasters meets every Tuesday at 7:15. Oh, I'm sorry, we're starting earlier now, at 7. So please log on, join the session 10 minutes before or so, 1:45, 10 minutes to 7. And now the meetings are going to start a little bit earlier. The programs keep on improving in quality. So again, I can't thank Daphne and Corey enough. Of course, like I said, Louis, Aurelia, and Nettie are doing a good job. Louis and Aurelia have more experience. But I'm really very grateful to Daphne and Corey. They've been a member for 6 months or less, and they're committed and they grasp the idea, the concept, the Distinguished Club program, and the fruits are being, what is the word? Harvested? Is that a verb? Harvested now. Okay, again, please make a note of the email, send the additional feedback to Aurelia. I want to end it like this. Stay dry. It's pouring out there. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right.
Bye.
Ciao.